Report on project. Does consistent positive or negative feedback modify behavior in EMD students? This study findings has found that it does. Behavior modification assumes that observance and measurable behaviors are good targets for change. All behavior follows a set of consistent rules. Methods can be developed for defining, observing, and measuring behavior, as well as designing effective interventions. Behavior modification techniques never fail. Rather, they are either applied inefficiently or inconsistently, which leads to less than desired change. All behavior is maintained, changed, or shaped by the consequences of the behavior. Although there are certain limits, such as temperament or emotional influences related to ADHD or depression, or children with emotional problems, all children function more effectively under the right set of consequences. Reinforcers are consequences that strengthen behavior. Punishments are consequences that weaken behavior. Students' behaviors are managed and changed by the consequences of a classroom teacher. To manage behavior through consequences, use these multiple steps process. Number one, the problem must be defined usually by count or description. Number two, design a way to change the behavior. Number three, identify an effective reinforcer. And number four, apply the reinforcers consistently to shape or change behavior. I say again, reinforcers are consequences that strengthen behavior. This student will be doing her report on consistent reinforcers and how they modify behavior in EMD students. First of all, I would like to say that I work in the classroom with EMD students. When I began the program, I initially wanted to see if the students would behave differently if they were given positive reinforcers as versus negative reinforcers. Positive reinforcers would be given something. Something would be given to them. Treats, candy, movie, free time. Negative reinforcers would be things would be taken from them. PE, movies. And so I began the study with an observation of the students. I started observing the students in the beginning of the semester. And with this observation book, I would observe the students in their natural habitat in the classroom. And I would dictate and notate on their behavior and the problems that they were having that they were having in the classroom towards their behavior. After a while, after dictating their behavior, and I got a sense of who they were and how they responded, I spoke to them about things that would be acceptable to them, for them to, things that they would like to have. We did a survey, and they filled it out for me and handed it back to me. I have permission from their parents and administrators to do the survey. They handed it back, we tallied it up, and we decided that things that they liked, things that they wanted in the store. We also came up with a point sheet. A point sheet the point sheet consists of their names, and when they do accomplish goals that we were working on, plans, they would earn points throughout the day-to-day process. An example of that would be if a student was having problems with staying on task, following classroom rules, getting along with others, then we would put on the point sheet, those were the target areas. And throughout the day, if the student was consistent and did 90% of the time or 80% of the time follow instructions, it was broken down into time. So like in the morning, if they were able to accomplish that during first period, then they earned their points. They can earn from 1,000 to, well, from 100 to 1,000 points. So if they had a great day, they would earn 1,000 points. If they had a so-so day, 500, and so on. The points were taken. The students wrote down their points on their sheet, and I would sign. So an example would be, you're doing a great job staying on task, Nora. Positive 20, positive 100 points. Thank you. And I would sign for it. So the point sheet was, at the end of the week, the point sheet was added up, and the points were tallied and put on a chart. This chart was used so that on Friday, in the store, we had items that they had chosen that had a price on them. And so if they earn, let's say, for instance, a video game might be worth 100,000 points, and they could earn up to 45,000 a day. So if they wanted the video game and they didn't have enough, but a ball was possibly 40,000 points, they could purchase a ball through the points at positive reinforcement. They were able to earn points in which they could use to spend in the store. It went well. The students did well with the process. I want to reiterate more about the points. Let's see. Behavior can and will be modified if consistent positive and negative feedback. Students involved in this study have set positive reinforcements that will increase their desire to gain these items. Each student was given a survey to list items that are to their liking, things that they would love to obtain. Items were then bought and placed in our classroom store. Items could be purchased on Friday of each week by adding up your weekly points earned on your point sheet. Points can be earned on each student's point sheet by following all rules established by the teacher and the classroom rule committee, which consisted of students. An example of our point sheet and store items are on the project video. Staying on task can earn a student 1,000 points. Everyday points are tallied and copied to a chart so students can see their progress. It was put on the wall. Each item in our store is tagged with a price ticket. 1,000 points equals $1. Most items in our store run about $25 up. Students have the ability to earn a lot of points every day. On Friday, all points are added up and transferred to a check form so students can shop at our classroom store. Teacher must be consistent in giving points to students for positive behavior and accomplishing their goals. Consistency is the key. Students will also earn negative points for not following classroom rules. An example of this would be talking out in class. Student can earn negative 1,000 points. These points will be deducted from the points earned daily. The class was also given a survey to suggest things that can and will be taken away from students that matter to them. Our class suggested things like free time, no PE, lunch with friends. Negative reinforcements can modify behavior in EMD students. And I wanted to say that a lot of times with my age group of students that I study, they really, as far as getting something, they're not excited about that. But they want their free time. They want to be with their friends. They want to have the lunch without, an adult there. They want that. And so taking it away is more of an impact sometimes. We have an okay. Students don't want to miss out on fun things because of behavior. The students found that all people do the right thing at times to gain something. It might be a feeling of good inside or a pat on the back for others. We have an ultimate reason why we try to modify our behavior. Many times we want to fit in. We don't want to be different or judged as bad. Consistency is a key to reteaching behavior. We must be steadfast. Set up goals and rules and follow them. Inconsistency suggests we are not serious. When we drive our car, we know if we speed, we'll get a ticket if caught. We don't want a ticket. We look for a police officer because he will stop us and we will get a ticket. In our classroom, we know that we must be consistent. I wanted to give an example of, another example. Positive reinforcers. Jane cleans her room. That's the behavior that Jane is exhibiting. Consequences. Jane's parents praise her. Great job, Jane. I'm proud of you. You cleaned your room. Probable future and effects of the behavior. Jane will continue to clean her room. Positive reinforcer. We know that if we do a good job and we earn an A or a B, we want to do the same thing again. Positive reinforcer. Negative reinforcer. Jason complains that older boys consistently beat him up and he refuses to attend school. The consequence. Jason's parents allow him to remain at home because of his complaints. Probable effect. Jason will continue to miss school. Jason complains, he's allowed to not go to school, he will continue to miss school. Negative reinforcer. We can change that around. Jason complains about the older boys. A positive reinforcer can be, Dad can say, Jason, I'm going to go to school, talk to the principal. They're not going to bully you. And go with Jason to show Jason that he will be okay. Jason's going to want to go to school. And he's going to feel really proud of his dad. I think although reinforcers and punishment can be equally effective in reducing specific target behavior in the classroom, reinforcers is by far more effective in helping students. And I agree with that. I think that a lot of times that we have to engage our students in the plan. They have to buy into it. And then we need to sit down, we, the student and the teacher, and decide the best positive reinforcers and the best negative reinforcers. This student found in her study, the children were harder on themselves than I could ever be. Okay, action plan. Oh, service project. The service project that this student in our MD class was collecting pennies for charity. I want to say that this was a wonderful experience for myself and my students. It really was. The children collected the loose pennies in the environment and donated the sums to a charitable cause of their choosing. Every penny they collected helped us make the world a better place. When students and teachers work together, their efforts can benefit the recipients and collectors. It benefits us who are collecting and the people that are getting the money in additional ways. These small coins in our children are alike in certain ways, and they make natural partners. My class was always felt as if they weren't as good as the other students in the school. When we began this, it gave them a new idea, they just became little heroes. We would go around and collect the money from the classes, and the classes would be waiting for us. And when we received the letters from the two organizations, it was read over the intercom. My kids were so proud, and I'm so proud of them. Let's see. They make natural. Okay. Both may seem small and limited, but we gather together with intentions and organize to benefit others. Their values became apparent, and they became very strong. Steps we took were, first, we began collecting any and everywhere we could. If we were taking a walk and we saw some money, we'd pick it up. Then we wrapped the pennies so that they wrapped these pennies and prepared them to be recorded. We recorded every penny and who we got it from. We even had a little contest. The class with the most pennies gets a pizza. And of course, the pizza came from Miss Whitlock. But we really had a great time. Our class was consistently praised and encouraged to continue collecting the pennies to help the needy. We were encouraged by administrators, by parents, by grandparents, by cafeteria workers, by janitors. It was just a wonderful experience for my kids. Each child tried to contribute in some way.